Lero tuline Mr Mugalya. Bamu kuffe tumanyi Mr Mugalya yani. Twagala kwogera ku boy child. You know, ensemala ebiseera bingi ng'eyogera ku mwana ow'obuwala ng'eteekateeka omwana ow'obuwala naye ate omwana ow'obulenzi. So twagala kwogera ku mwana ow'obulenzi, boy child, and this is the kind of information that you need to know, that you need.
Praise God. I'm really happy to continue with you on this very topic about the boy child or the son. In the first segment, we were looking at the meanings of a child, then a boy, a son, and sonship. And also we looked at the significance of a boy child. Yeah, once God has given you a boy child, yeah, what does it signify? Yeah, those are the things we are looking at. And in this segment, we are going to look at the duties of a parent or a guardian towards this boy child, in the raising of this child. Yeah, because we should appreciate that God gives us these gifts in our homes, these children. However, we have a part to play. We have a role to play. Therefore, these are the things that I feel to share with you in this segment. The duties of a parent when raising this son or this boy. Yeah, the first thing that I will talk about, it is turning this boy into a son, or turning this male into a son. I told you that being a son, it is a status. It is a status. We read in Isaiah 9:6, and we were now defining, or we got to know more about how a son is a status. What is born to you is a son, is a child or a boy. However, the son is given. Now, in this matter, it is you as a parent or as a guardian who is making this boy a son to you. You are proud of a son, not just a boy, not just a male born to you, but the character that you've put into this person that makes you proud. That is something that you are happy to have. Now, it is your responsibility as a guardian, as a parent, to make this boy your son, or to turn this boy into a son. That is the first thing as a parent. Once God has given you a boy, that is something you should have to put in your mind, that you have a duty, you have a responsibility, you have a role to play. And then another thing, teach this boy his responsibilities. And this should begin as early as is 2 years, 1 year. That's where you begin from. You don't wait till a child is 10 or 15. There you are lying to yourself. He will have learned a lot from the community, and you will see a rebellious person. Yet it is not rebellion. It is you didn't fill that gap, and he got another source. Therefore, you have to teach this child what he has to do, the responsibilities of a child. I told you, as we were describing the significance of a child, we talked about the issue of protection. This child has to know that actually he has to protect things around him, is to preserve. Therefore, you have to teach this child about how he should preserve things as early as that. You are buying a toy for the child, you have to teach, because this is a language that they know. For him, having a toy, it is something that is communicating to him. He has a car, he has this, but these are toys. Therefore, use that opportunity to teach him to be responsible, keeping it, taking care of it. Therefore, don't just buy and you think he's just enjoying. No, use it as a chance to you to communicate. That's just a language for them. It is pictorial, colors. It means a lot to them. Therefore, you have to teach him how to protect those things. Hope we are together. Then another thing, teach him about sexuality as per the age. I was trying in the first segment. I told you that nature defines these people, a girl or a boy. Now, and it begins its course as early as about teaching sexuality at the age of 3. It begins up. We talked about the phallic stage and what happens in the phallic stage. Therefore, nature is teaching. Therefore, as a parent, there is a sexual language for a child at that age. Therefore, don't just think it is okay. Have a language for a child during that time. 3 to 6 years. They want to learn. There are things that they are experiencing. Their brain can contain some level of knowledge. Therefore, use this opportunity so that they don't get it from the community. Because once they get it from the community, you are going to lose your child. The sonship will be taken away to another world, another society. Like you, if you let your son be groomed with us by the society, you will regret as a parent. But I'm telling you, because this is something very possible and you can do it. I was saying, the things you don't have knowledge on, you seek you seek knowledge. Because if I talk about sexuality during that time, now you have to, like, what are those things that I have to teach, that I have to teach my child, so that I don't lose my child, so that my child has confidence in me as he grows. Yeah, those are things we shall keep talking about these things, but I'm telling you, they are key. Almost of these things they have to learn from you as a parent. Now, teach also this son of yours the image of a family, what a family is. Bear me witness, there are games that there are things that we play, games that we play when we are still young. These things are so key to them and they are communicating. That's why they identify themselves as a father figure when they are still young. Don't just say that they are games. No. Nature is taking its course. Therefore, as a parent, be wise. No, yes, how can I describe a family to this 3, 4, 5, 6 year old child? How can I describe to a 10-year-old? How can I describe to a 15-year-old? How can I describe family to them so that they get to know? Yeah, I want us to have this understanding, to know that it is your responsibility as a parent to teach, to put knowledge in these people. And also, just know that you have a seed you sow in this child. I told you the other time that these people, when you are once you are given a son by God, or a child, a boy child by God, they are for continuity. And we were talking about preservation of culture. Therefore, there are things that we expect a guardian, or the things that we expect a parent to put into this person, to preserve, so that these very things you will find them in your grandchildren, in your great grandchildren, and we shall know, yes, this is this child is from this lineage. Yeah, like these are things we should have to intentionally like talk about, intentionally do, intentionally practice, intentionally teach these children. Another duty, you as a parent, is to teach governance, service, and leadership and fatherhood. We talked about a father and what makes a father a father, or a husband, what makes a husband a husband. We talked about knowledge. Those things are defining what we call a husband. And we have to teach a boy child as early as 2 years, 3 years, starting to groom a father, starting to groom a husband, because that's what we want, and that's what every parent should really love to see his child becoming. Therefore, you teach leadership in your family, teach priesthood to that young boy. Leadership, yeah, there are a number of things where we can teach leadership. As you have family altars at home, let them lead the prayers, read with them Christian books, their Bibles, children Bibles, and let them lead the family. That is training, and it is you as a parent who are supposed to do that. When something comes and it is for dividing, let this child divide. If he has sisters, let him divide, and let him give sisters. Let him also give you and the mother, so that when you are old, he will remember and he will know what to do. Teach the child the things you want him to do when you are old for you. Therefore, I'm saying that teach him how to lead, teach him governance, leadership, fatherhood. Don't wait the community to teach them, because they are going to put that which is not yours into him, and they are going to snatch your child from your hands. They are going to take away your child, your boy from your hands, because there is a lot on social media, there is a lot in the community, in his friends. But now, put a seed. It is your responsibility and a duty. Another thing, it is about work and its significance. We were talking about the latency stage, where a child is in the actually, this child is practical now. He goes out to make friends. He wants to do a lot of things. They are so active. Therefore, during this stage, we expect a parent to teach a boy how to work with their hands. Practical things. Washing plates, it is good. Cleaning, it is good. Laying their beds, it is good. Bathing, it is good. Communication, how to communicate to a friend. Mm. When a friend hurts you, how do you communicate? When you hurt someone, what is your response? It is a duty of a guardian, of a parent, to do this. Therefore, I want to encourage you to learn the things, so that we can also groom our boys into husbands, our boys into sons. Another thing that I'll talk about, it is principles of ownership. You have to teach your children principles of ownership. I know you may not know them as of now. Yes, it is okay not to know, but it will not be fine for you not to know always. Look for knowledge. Let children know that there are things that belong to them, and there are things that do not belong to them. Let them know what is theirs and what is not theirs. We shall help them not to steal. They will know this thing is not mine. It belongs to another person. As you teach them to work, teach them the principle of ownership, to know what is theirs and how to guard it, how to protect it. I was telling you about buying a toy, and how to protect it, how to preserve it. And also, you can use that very toy to train ownership. And there are a lot of things that we shall continue talking about, like when chance comes and God allows us, we shall talk about ownership as ownership and the principles of ownership, because we ought to know them. But this is your responsibility and it is your duty as a parent to a boy to know that yes, there are things that are mine and there are things that are not mine, that do not belong to me. But how do I handle the two things, which is mine and which is not mine? Then another thing you have to do as a parent to this boy, it is introducing them to your God. Introducing them to God. In other words, I'm just challenging you. You have to know your God, because you not introduce your child to God if you don't know. Therefore, as a parent, try as much as possible to know your God. Then introduce it. I'm saying you introducing your son to your God, and in other words, you will have also to introduce your God to your son, so that he gets to know, who is this God my father worships? Who is this God my father believes in? Who is this God my father talks about? It is you as a parent. And I'm saying these are things you have to begin doing as early as 1 year, as early as 2 years. Why do you have a family altar without your children? Why do you pray without your wife? To introduce and let it be a routine thing. They will know. When they grow up, they will never forget. When they grow up, they will remember. When they're in a place where you are not, they will remember the things that you taught them. They will see you. Therefore, as parents, these are things that we ought to do for these boys, for these children, for these sons. Then another thing that you will have to talk about, it is to teach them or teach him how to ask for help. Teach them to ask for help, how to do it and when to do it. I want to tell you that wise men ask for help. The unwise know that they know everything. Wise men seek for guidance. Wise men seek for support. They seek. Therefore, it is a duty of a parent to teach their children how to seek for help and when to seek for help, so that things don't just happen to them. They are in a dilemma and they don't know where to go. In your absence, let them know where to run to, and in your presence, let them know like they have to come to you. And this is a relationship you have to cultivate in your boys, so that we can have a safer community. Because when boys are not taught well, when they are not groomed well, the community suffers, because they can do anything. Therefore, I want to teach, I want to talk about this, because there is a lot of things we have to do in a boy child. There are a lot of things that we have to teach these children. There are a lot of things that we have to do for them. And what you don't know, seek for help. I'm saying that wise people, wise men, seek for guidance, seek for help, seek for support. The unwise know they know it all. You don't know everything. There are things you know, and you surely know you know them. There are things you don't know, and you have to be wise to seek for help in the things you don't know. Therefore, as a parent, when God gives you an opportunity to have a boy in your hands, in your family, it is a blessing. For you to have a male, a child, in your family. However, as you celebrate, you will have a lot to learn. I've told you about the things, and they will help you. I know as time goes on, we shall expound more and more. The knowledge you have to know, the things you have to know, the things you have to introduce your child to. It is your responsibility as a parent for you to introduce your son to your friends, because not always you'll be present. It is your responsibility. You know friends that are of value to you. Introduce your son to them. He will run to them in a time he needs you and you are absent. Yeah, that's what I want to say as of now about your duties or your responsibilities to play when God gives you an opportunity to have a baby boy. Yeah, it is good, it is enjoyable, it is a privilege. Not every person has boys, some have girls. Yeah, it is good also to have them, as we shall have those sessions, as I said in the first place, so that we get to know these people as we nurture them, as they grow in our control, in our care, how to treat them, how to communicate with them. There is a communication that children know. Therefore, we shall also talk about communication in young children. How do you communicate with someone of 1 year, 2 years, of 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years? For us, we think these people are rebellious. No, sometimes our communication is not suiting the age. How do you communicate to your son when he's 20 years? How do you communicate? Therefore, these are things we shall continue to learn so that we help our generation. Yeah, it is a privilege to share with you, and we shall continue. I shall continue to share with you. And in case there is something that you've not understood or that you need guidance on, I'm available. I'm available. You can reach out to us. I'll be available even physically to help you in these things. Yeah, thank you very much for your time. We shall have another session still about a boy child. May God bless you.